Story for you tonight. And Italy's taken a beating from ratings giant Standard & Poor's, which downgraded the country's score by one notch today and says its growth outlook is negative too. Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi criticised the decision as being the result of media hype and was out of touch with reality. Well, S&P said it was driven by Italy's poor growth and concern over Rome's ability to reduce spending, despite the budget cuts it's just approved. It's pushed up Italy's borrowing costs, with the threat of contagion now once again hanging over the entire Eurozone. Meantime, over in Greece, the EU and the IMF have issued a final warning to ramp up budget cuts there if it wants to avoid going bankrupt very soon. Eurozone leaders are already holding back the next €8 billion bailout decision until October. Let's get some reaction to this developing news today, then. From British Euro MP Paul Nuttall is on the line from London. Thanks for being on RT International, Paul. It's good to see you tonight. So then, if Italy asks for a bailout, can Europe afford the trillions of euros needed for it? It's the second biggest economy.
Of course it can't. I mean, as I say, Italy is a huge economy. It's the 8th largest economy in the world. They can deal with Greece to a point, but Italy is a completely different kettle of fish altogether. If Italy falls, I suspect Spain will fall as well, and it could signal the end of the euro. So there are deep problems going on out there. It's just now time that the mandarins in Brussels realise that further fiscal union isn't the answer. The answer is to allow these economies to go back onto their own currencies, set their own interest rates, set a competitive exchange rate and get their economies moving again.
OK, I bet a lot of Italians, though, are saying tonight, hey, give us a bit more time. I mean, Italy's budget cuts have been revised and debated time and again. Now they've been finally agreed. Rome scored just after that, got downgraded. Isn't S&P's timing just a bit cruel, or I suppose you're going to say it's just realistic?
Well, don't forget, Italy's economy is bereft, really, with strong trade unions. There is a serious problem with the institutions warring as well, and state monopolies. It's a very uncompetitive economy, not too dissimilar to Greece, to be perfectly honest with you. And to be perfectly clear here, there are serious problems within the European Union. The euro was never going to work in the first place. It was always about politics. It was never about economics. The idea that you could have Italy and Greece in the same economic bloc, shall we say, or the same currency as Germany is complete nonsense. As I say, the sooner that these countries come out and the sooner they go back onto their own currencies, the better.
Well, of course, back in Italy, the Prime Minister Silvio Berlusconi is trying to put as brave a face on this today as he can. He's saying this downgrade is a political move. What do you think about that, then? Is it a political move, or is it just really down to the problems with the cash?
I think it's the real politique. I think it's problems with the cash. I think the bigger problems are in Greece at the moment, because Greece has got 2 weeks. Greece has to make serious cuts. I mean, I think they're talking about 100,000 people have to lose their job in the next 2 weeks for the next €8 billion round of bailout to come through. If that doesn't happen, Greece could be bankrupt within 2 weeks, and then there are serious problems with it.
So why are the Eurozone leaders sitting on the money, knowing that that deadline is there, and Greece is saying it's going to be in a big headache by the middle of October? Why are those Eurozone leaders, knowing this problem's on the horizon, still sitting on the cash, then?
Well, because the Greeks don't seem to be acting quick enough, and now we're being told today that the Greek government could be putting this whole thing out to a referendum, the austerity measures out to a referendum. There's also rumours out there today that they could even be putting the euro out to a referendum, and I would encourage everybody in Greece to vote in favour, to come out the euro, to get back on the drachma, to get your own economy moving and save those jobs, because at the moment Greece is becoming a bit of a protectorate for the ECB, a protectorate for the IMF. The Greeks aren't controlling their own economy anymore, and is it any wonder that the people are out on the streets in Athens campaigning against this?
And of course, another knock for the current policies. Just on Monday, the German central bank chief said that, you know, while Eurozone budget cuts at home are justifiable in the short term, they could hold back long-term growth. You can see the sense in that. Why are governments pressing ahead, therefore, with stifling cutbacks on their own people?
Because I don't believe that they have a choice. I mean, you take my country, for example, we've overspent when times were good. We should have saved, and the Labour government for 13 years encouraged us all to spend. I think this has been a problem right across the board, right across the European Union. But thank God that we're not in the euro. It was amazing today, actually, to hear the Deputy Prime Minister of my country in the UK say that Britain shouldn't be in the euro, and this is the same guy, Nick Clegg, who encouraged us to join the euro. So if you think we're in a bad position now, imagine the situation we would be if we were in the euro. Greece is in dire straits. Italy is on a slippery slope. The forecast coming out of Spain is pretty bad as well. This whole thing is going to end in tears, and as I say, the sooner these countries get back onto their own currencies, the better.
Paul Nuttall, British MEP, thanks for your thoughts on the programme tonight.